Hello and welcome to the Lollisoft. Today I want to show you how to import UML models into my prototyper. Starting with a UML model on my Leopard PowerPC Mac version. Here you see with a little bit delay. This is because I'm using VNC to bring the Mac screen on my Windows screen. This is the model I want to import into an application running on the same machine, and you see it here. At first I want to explain some important properties that I need to change, or when I import an UML model, it will be cleared out and made red to inform you that there is some missing data, some missing setting. Starting to select the UML model, you need to change the predefined XMI model that I exported for you from the UML model. And doing this, you need to change the property with the button and select a different folder. At the starting, you are in the second stage UML models. Go to UML models, UML samples, and then go to initial models. Here you need to select the correct UML model, exported as XMI. Want to see what I want to do. Okay, the database logging. To do it correctly, the database logging XMI file is this one. So now I have selected the file and I open it. This has changed the settings and made the property for the DB name empty. So you need to create a new name, and as to be convenient with the application name or with the model name, I repeat the model file name here. And enter database logging. The next settings you need to do is are changing the import Xslt template, because you need to select the correct import format by a matching Xslt transformation process. So I do not detect the version of the Xslt of the XMI model, and for initial models or XMI 1.4 versions, you need to select XMI import to import the application model. Then you probably need to change the settings. I'll do it always, but you don't really need it if the file has been set once. This settings file controls some basic functionality I want to explain later. The last step is the XMI sys import file. This import is therefore to import an application description into the system application database. For the application, for this application, to get the knowledge about what it should show if the application is used to open the database forms showing the data or let you edit the data. This is an instantly running application after import, and with a new application you will have an empty database. But for this demonstration, I do not like to show the application running in this application, just to import the UML model. Okay, I have made the changes here in the database name. SQLite database system is used in the backend, and it is set up per default. It can be changed to a different type, but I currently mainly use SQLite in this application, and I will be able to use different databases, database systems in the generated applications. Okay, for now I've set up the import step or import settings, and I want to import the application model. To do this, you go to the file menu and choose the import application from UML as XMI file. Here you will get a warning that application settings have been made will be overwritten by some settings I want to stop now. Yes, you can stop the process. There is a settings write default XMI settings file. This will be used to override some settings when you start the export, and this is the file that you have chosen at this position. So I just want to import it now. Getting the warning, and yes, I ignore it. I don't want to stop the import, I start it. Importing the UML model is done in two separate steps as per configuration of two separate XMI Xslt transformation files. The first one is the application file. This generates the database model, and you may be ignoring this step if you have done this in a previous import step, but I haven't done it, and I want to import it to the application database model. This was the first step. The second step informs you about importing the database, the application model into the system database, and I also want to do it. And now the import has been done, and here it is. There are some new database logging application to show machine. Here I have the machine element. This is the machine, and as you see, it has been imported. At this point, if I switch back to the main, to the first form, it jumps to the first model, application model. So this is a little bug, I want to say, or a behavior that is not ideal, but okay, you get to know it. So after importing the UML model, I can start to generate code. As I have explained in my previous video, you need to select the code generator, and I have some code generator in my application project, Xslt templates. Stop that. I want to repeat it. Code generation. Oh, I've missed a setting I want to show, and it is the application parameters, application settings that asks for a folder where the code generated to will be configured. So this was an error from me. Or not. It's missing, it's still missing. Try to repeat it. Okay, now here's the folder. Choose dialog. This is the first step. You need to select a folder where the code is generated to. I usually I jump to another machine. Where the code generated to, I want to leave it here and choose this folder. And now the code generation is a little bit faster in the second repetition, and I want to repeat. It is faster because the UML model has been read out of the database and is in the memory, and therefore it was faster. Okay, just to generate some code, for example, Turbo Vision. Now it has been generated, and I want to have a look at a folder. Here is the generated code, some C++ files. I want to remove that folder and repeat the code generation. Yes. Choose a file. I want to generate code for Turbo Vision. This is done anyway, as always when I generate code, I have to choose the template with this button here. And now I've generated the code. And here is it again. The generated files are placed at a base folder that has been set up once. And inside of this base folder, the code generator template defines where the files are generated to. So just have a look into the file. And here is it. It's only one file that has been generated and a header file. But if you see it here, there are some classes that represents forms and the development environment, application environment, link table. The log entry table has been generated just to have a look into one file, reading the data. All that has been generated, and based on the UML model that I have imported, this was the process of generating code. Oh, I've lost the focus. It's back. And yes, this is the process after UML modeling. And as a note, this is the fork of BoUML. It is DoUML after the initial fork with some stabilization, but generally at the version of 4.22.2, with many thanks to Bruno Page, the original developer for this software. And I've managed to compile this application currently only on my PowerPC Mac. I'll do the Intel version on Snow Leopard if I have more time. Okay, that was it for this video. The demonstration how to import a UML model. Just a note, to export an initial UML model from DoUML, you need to generate XME 1.2, and I must correct, the import format is 1.2 and not 1.4, at least in this application. Okay, that was it for today, and I wish you have much fun trying out my software, and please ask questions. If you have problems, tell them me. I wish to get contacted via Twitter.